Sometimes we bring you cochinadas.
And sometimes we bring you 5-course meals, but we'll see what you get today. For those of you who have been to our channel, welcome back.
And for those of you who haven't, welcome. We're based out of El Paso, Texas, and today's video is a cooking video. Watch us make chile rellenos with
a Spanish cauliflower rice. And just so you know, this isn't your grandma's traditional recipe. This is a healthy alternative, low carb. So abuelitas, if you're watching this, don't get mad at us.
And guys, this recipe is really great because aside from being low carb, it's super easy to make, really packs a punch with the flavor, and overall is really enjoyable for all of the family. So let's get started.
The first dish that we're going to start making today is going to be the Spanish cauliflower rice. If you guys are trying to recreate this recipe, go ahead and pause the video right here so you can jot down all the ingredients really quickly. Just some advice from one cook to another. Buy your tomato paste in a tube so you can save the rest for later and you don't have to throw away anything. Here we have the cauliflower rice that we buy at our local Costco wholesale. Now let's start chopping our vegetables. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but we did have a red pepper initially, but it kind of fell on the floor, so we tossed it out. And one thing I actually picked up from watching the Food Network channel was how to actually properly cut a bell pepper. And this is how it's done, guys. You want to slice it all around and then you kind of cut it into little strips. Get your strips together and then cut them all together all at once. And voila! Next, let's chop that white onion up. Get it all nice and chopped. One thing, guys, please do not throw away the top of the bell pepper. That's some good stuff right there. Save it, chop it up, and add it to your mix. Today we actually opted to use avocado oil as opposed to olive oil because it is in fact flavorless. It has a high temperature tolerance and it actually reduces your cholesterol as well. After heating up the avocado oil for a few minutes, we added the white onion and the bell peppers that we chopped earlier. You want to let your bell peppers and your onions cook a little longer. A little translucent, and then you can add your garlic just so it doesn't burn, like I mentioned earlier. Next, we added the garlic. We'll let this cook for a few more minutes, and then once all of this is cooked through, we can add our cauliflower rice. And yes, guys, we are in fact using some frozen cauliflower rice that already comes pre-packaged. I prefer this rather than making it from scratch because it is a mess. Oh my gosh, if you've ever made cauliflower rice from scratch, you can relate. As you're cooking your cauliflower rice, it is going to release a lot of moisture, so here I am patting it down with a paper towel to get some of that excess water that accumulated. Next, we are adding all the seasonings. This recipe actually calls for a lot of seasoning because cauliflower rice is very bland, so it needs as much flavor as it can get. Next, let's add those peas, y'all. Once those peas have been thrown in, like I gently threw them in right now, we can mix everything all together. Now I gotta pour in some tomato paste. This will actually give the cauliflower rice that traditional red, pinkish color that Spanish rice usually has. After cooking this dish roughly for about 15 minutes, I decided to finally just put a little bit more avocado oil just to get a final saute and really a little crisp to the cauliflower rice. And this will actually also help the tomato paste kind of break down and mix really well throughout the dish. And there you have it, guys. The perfect low-carb side dish for any Mexican meal, our Spanish cauliflower rice.
guys, so let's start with our chiles. First, I went ahead and, since we're a little paranoid with COVID, pre-washed these, dried them off of the moisture, because if you put them on the comal moist, then you're gonna get a lot of crackling and cackling and wah. So let's go ahead and put these on now. When you lay them on here, lay them on their flat side first. So we're starting to get some even burns on some sides, so you want to go ahead and start flipping over. I may or may not have turned them over a little prematurely, but we're getting the process going, guys. These may look burnt to you, but that even char blends well when peeling the skin later. Yum, look at that nice... Ay guys, se me queman! Just kidding guys, but be sure to have your overhead vents on high and windows cracked open when you do this. They're just about ready, and when you make mixed chile rellenos, you want to separate them into their respective bags so the spice level doesn't affect the other. We are putting them in Ziploc bags so the peppers can sweat it out. They should be ready in about 15 to 20 minutes or so. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and start peeling our chilies. Once they've been in their bags in the sweating process, as you can see, their skins just start to come right off. Isn't this beautiful? Now, a lot of people say, isn't that gonna burn later? And it might, but I think I've just been used to it. There will be areas where maybe the skin won't peel off as easily, but just be patient. And be sure not to rip the chile because this may pose as an obstacle later when we start dipping and frying. The rule of thumb, or index finger, just kidding, is that the ratio should be 1:1, 1 egg per chile. And you'll want to go ahead and separate those into their whites and yolks. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and start making our egg batter. Dump in your eggs. You're going to go on a medium speed on your mixer here and go ahead and start making the batter. Okay, at this rate, nunca voy a acabar, so turn up the speed to start getting them nice and fluffy. This process does take quite some time, guys, so just be patient. Remember, people used to actually do this with a fork. Alright guys, so we're coming close to an end here. Once you have finished whipping this up, you do want to come to a halt. Your batter is ready if you tilt your bowl and nothing spills out. Also, if it starts to form little mountains, you know you're done. You will then fold in your egg yolks. Again, you want to keep your consistency very light and airy and fluffy. Alright guys, and our batter pretty much looks done. Very fluffy, really, really nice. So now that we're fully peeled, you want to go ahead and insert a knife. The slicing on this has to be very delicate. You want a big enough of a slice to fit a spoon in to clear the seeds out. Also, give it some room for your cheese. Here I am, grabbing a spoon and clearing the seeds out, scraping them gently. Later on, I'll take them to the sink and rinse them under water just to complete the process. Okay, after taking them to the sink and patting them down dry, I am now placing the Monterey Jack cheese into each individual chile. What we're gonna do to keep this kind of keto friendly and low carb is dunk these into almond flour first, and then we'll go ahead and transfer them into the egg batter. Almond flour is grainier, so it's a little bit more difficult to work with than all-purpose flour. Next, let's use a generous amount of avocado oil so that our chiles will be submerged halfway in the oil. Go ahead and grab a little bit of water and sprinkle it on there. Oh, she's ready. Okay, so we'll go ahead and grab one and dunk her in. And this is extremely difficult. I don't know how my aunt does this.
Your discretion is advised.
Okay guys, ignore that first one. On the next ones, let's dip the chile in the batter and place the chili in the oil with the cut side facing upright. Oh, I got a little carried away in this small pan, so make sure you don't overcrowd so the chiles can cook comfortably. Okay guys, so I didn't want to have one huge chile relleno, so I went ahead and split them up. Toss some oil on the top side so you can start to cook them evenly. Okay, give them several minutes, and after they're golden brown on their underside, go ahead and flip them over just like so. They're almost done. I'm just letting them cook on their other side. Let's still try to keep these a little healthy, so let's go ahead and place them on this paper towel to drench off all the extra grease. Sí, bueno, señor, ¿a cuántos los chiles rellenos?
Para Stuart, gratis.
Gratis? He doesn't pay mortgage, doesn't even pick up his toys, at least $1 for him.
Mira qué deliciosos estos chiles rellenos que hicimos.
Alright guys, dish is done. That was a pretty wild ride that we just went through, so
There you have it, the chile rellenos and the cauliflower rice.
overall, I think they look pretty appetizing now that they're in front of us.
They do.
We did master the cauliflower rice, which we're pretty much used to doing already. But let's see. Let's dive in and taste these chile rellenos. I'm gonna have the Poblano. And which one are you having?
I'm having the California one. Mmm, not very good.
Okay, guys. That is yummy. Despite the mess. Ooh, she's spicy. Despite the mess, despite everything that just happened right now.
It tastes very similar to any chile relleno that I've ever had, so I think we did pretty good. But if you guys do recreate this dish, make sure you tag us on Instagram. If you make a YouTube, tag us on YouTube as well.
Go ahead and press like. Go ahead and press subscribe. And also, click the little bell just so you can receive our notifications. Until next time, guys, we're to bring it to you guys.
Bye guys, we'll see you next time.
Bye.